question is if they're going to be rallying enough to use them to shut down this team. And I like that they are allowed to start out on defense. This is, I think normally we talk about the attackers getting to dictate the pace a little bit more, but I feel like on a map like Haven, a lot of the pacing does depend on how aggressive you get on your defensive side, right? Like,
Right.
we will see very different games if a defensive side is taking C long control, they're taking A long control, or not. So I'll be interested to see if that does come into play. But with that, we're into things here. NSG Summer Champs, it's the second map of the Grand Finals. SoaR on the back foot. You lose here, you're out of it. Rise, and they're just looking to close.
Well, they made it quick on map 1. If they can make it quick on map 2 and they can go home, go to sleep rather, a little less winded, that would mean a world for them. But SoaR have gotten off to a great start. They want to fight for their lives here. Xander in particular, angry after the injustice that was dealt on Bind, has fought hard, but he's gone down. Same story with his teammate Nerfed. And we're into a 3-on-2 already. We haven't even crossed the minute mark.
Last player standing.
Ooh, Cryo needs his frag, cannot land it. Onto Denya. Calypso waiting here, doesn't want to overpush this, just hold the lurk. Maybe he can be isolated. Drop down, not heard. He doesn't make the sound cue, but now the information given. Where's Calypso in this swing coming through? And Denya ready for the fight. A double tap to the head and a shock dart in the face. Denya, how can you make this work? A dash, he can isolate it. You're absolutely right. A player towards the backside. Recon bolt up, but he has Tailwind and he has one Cloud Burst. That's his last chance to use it. Swing out. First one found for Denya. Now a chance for him. The Omen healthier. The Omen tucked in the time in his favor. Denya, you need to get on this now. You need to do it now, but there's just no time. Poise shuts it down and Rise go up 1-0 off the pistol.
It's not as clean as around as they would have wanted, but I mean, does it really matter for much if it's only the pistol, right? Did I just see an Odin get bought up here? I'm sure that's just going to be
I heard it.
Yeah.
I heard it.
I think everybody heard it, like across the world. That thing is just monstrously loud. But besides the point, you know, a lot more brawly towards the end of things than I think a lot of us were expecting considering how it started. Xander did fantastic work there, staying alive as long as he did. Finding 2 is admirable there, but Rise really skirmishing, fighting so hard for garage control, eventually won it out in the end. And just a 3v2 was not quite convertible enough for SoaR to take the round, so Rise will continue to their winning ways. And actually, they gave up C Orb really early. That's kind of interesting to me. That's going to be a free farm for the opposing Phoenix. I don't think they actually commit to A here. This seems a bit too early to commit.
Spike dropped.
Where did they finish with this? Of course, arms up. SoaR might be looking for information. Yeah, they could, but it would be going into a stack. 3 strong here for SoaR. Maybe they're trying to sell a fake off this owl drone that you see towards C long.
It's that and the dark cover that they sent out in towards garage window right now. They're trying to at least beta rotate out of this. They're moving so slow. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Shanks is going to be leading the charge, Mimi. And, well, lead the charge he does. 2 kills off the back of that. His teammates will be able to flood in towards the site, take it over. No qualms. I don't know why we were worried.
Yeah, I mean, there's always a risk when you're pushing into a stack on the pistols, but it doesn't
100%.
really cement itself into anything. Rifles bought up, and a good situation to find yourself in if you're that side of Rise. Now, SoaR does have a buyback in, and I think we really have to see them hitting stride early.
Exactly. Like, this is a precedent that needs to be set now. Last time around we saw this, you know, it didn't look too good. SoaR gave up the bonus round. And the thing is, it's actually way better for Rise because they have 3 Vandals or Vandals/Phantoms, solid rifles, and then they actually have an Ares in the mix. Like, this is not too shabby. For a bonus, they're working with a lot of strong tools here. Lots of A pressure yet again. This time, C Orb's still giving up. This time, no one's actually pressuring it. Quick execute into the site here, Mimi. And this time, SoaR are fighting up against it. They're well prepared for this. 3v2 this time. It's going to be SoaR on the front foot.
Enemy remaining.
Oh, nice start from Denya. It's left to Calypso, but Calypso's so damn good in these clutches. Denya, though, finding his stride, shuts it down.
Good info relayed at the end of that. They managed to make a 3v1, although it looked a little bit scary to begin with. They ended it in relatively solid fashion. Information was caught by the player who's running to the site, and then his teammate was able to pre-fire aim and obviously take down the position. So they minimize casualties, but still 3 guns down. I don't think you're going to be all too miffed about that. You still have another buy in play. Shanks is going to be bringing out the Blade Storm early. I'm wondering if we're going to be seeing operators. I think in particular, Shanks, who brought out the operator before and played towards a short. I want to see a repeat of that. Oh,
the double updraft. That is a classic play.
Wow.
I don't remember the last time I actually saw that work, but it works great on the entry. Derek has another. Rise, they're looking pretty here. Another for Derek. The Sova just farming away. As he's left to 2 from SoaR. Nerfed has 1, but he takes chip damage. Down to 45 HP. Cryo in Link. If he wins this, maybe a chance, but the Jiggled's great.
Man.
A wall up. This is so thorough. They're not letting him through these cracks. They're not even giving a crack to capitalize off of. And Shanks with the flank finds it. This round practically over. Nerfed might be looking to save the rifle. Maybe looking for a little more damage, but regardless, it's a 3rd for Rise.
Very quick one at that. The executes haven't exactly been all too great today, you know, in the number of scenarios that we've seen them. I can remember one off the top of my head, but that was just a really strong punish. The double updraft. Now, that kill came at the back of B. Did he double updraft over blue spawn? Oh, no.
I think so, because I saw him postured there initially, right? Like,
wow.
Who was it? I think like Wardell might have been the first guy to do that, like in like the
It's been a
beta,
second.
like way back. Like, it's cool to see the old stuff coming back into play, and it was a really nice round overall. Like, especially Derek there towards Garage finding his double. This B defense super stoic, great crossfires established, and even the hunt, nothing is going wrong for Rise.
Still very early days though, Mimi, and look, I know they're mapped down, but I still kind of believe that SoaR have it in them. Look at this approach that they're taking. They're bringing a player down towards C-Long. Now, mind you, weak guns, but I think it's the right idea. I honestly think they're on the right track here. If they fight for this, Cypher can probably be there for the refrag, and then maybe they can keep decent numbers.
Never mind.
No, Xander doesn't even
He's
peek.
still here. Good for 1, maybe 2 through the smoke, but still 3v3. Yeah, it's a cool clip for the moment, but he needed more most likely. Rest of the team on a retake. One up this flank. Calypso holds for it. They believe it's winnable, so they commit the Hunter's Fury. If it kills him now, that could win the round. There it goes. Neptune cannot dance his way to safety, and Denya has the blades as well. Maybe it was enough. Maybe it was a chance. They're all going to clump up together, play this game well, and I love that they're not pushing off of that, but look at this. They're actually maybe rotating here. Calypso has found position towards Garage. Where do they end here?
I think well, actually, they're just going to plant now. They're just waiting for Calypso to get into position, but they're hard trained on this angle. Calypso being smart not to overstep his boundaries, peeks out perfectly. That's 1 given up. It's Shanks to have to clutch it out. He has been on fire this entire series thus far. A 1v2. Keep this streak going. He spotted 1 through the smoke, but so has his counterpart.
1 enemy remaining.
Lines up the first shot, gets it. Tailwind's out. 10 HP to his name. He's bleeding. Bruised hard. But he still sticks in the round. Long flank around. Hasn't been spotted just yet. Oh, that's been pinged.
Not on it.
It's around the corner. And of course, Shanks wins it. The plot armor on this team is ridiculous, dude.
Dude, that was a, what was that, a 2v1 in the end? Calypso only gets 1. That round should have been over, but
and that's something that can only happen with Jet.
Yeah. Dude, Shanks is unstoppable. He has not been shut down in so long. Like, this is just the one-man army tearing through SoaR.
That stings. SoaR can go home thinking that, you know, hey, we got it pretty close in that round. It was a 2v1. That was ours to win. I think this is going to be a pretty aggro change of pace from them. Bossy, I don't... wait, look at this. They have 2 players stuck in the corner of A long right now. This is something that I think we saw a little bit previously, didn't we, against Resonate?
We have seen it before, and
Neptune not spotted.
Worked well in the past. Yeah, it doesn't see him. I like the setup here.
This is a good
You
start.
pointed out.
Picked up towards C, farmed away. Now I'm noticing pings on the radar right now, and kind of makes me think what their big goal is going to be here. Bomb is starting to posture over towards C. Bossy looking to try to explore the various parts of the maps, go sightseeing here on Haven. Exchange is about to happen towards A long. Bossy wins that one, but he's not going to probably expect the Phoenix. SoaR have actually knocked in 2 players to the good. Ult made noise over towards A. Look at this! They're bringing the bomb towards A!
He's hell. This fight is everything. If bomb goes down here, round could be lost. It's not.
Not done yet.
Poise has it. Spike back in his hands, and he can try and pick that up. There's a player towards
30
heaven.
seconds left.
Hunter's Fury available in the postman. Another fight needed. Neptune, you want to win
big.
that. You need to win that, but he can't. Perfect shot for
Last
Cryo.
player standing.
Now it's Poise in the corner. Last man up, a 1v4, and there's a dash to his face. Great adjustment, a second. Maybe 3 won't happen. Xander shuts down.
Oy. I mean, that was a great kill from Poised as he teleported the spike over. It was a risky call. It was a calculated one. I think we've said that a number of times today, but it keeps on ringing true. They get that one close, but at the end of it all, SoaR, they stay strong. They make sure to really try to focus and emphasize those trades, and that's how they end up winning the round at the end of it. 2-4. Again, they're stemming the bleeding here. I don't think this is nearly as done of a deal as I think it looked like after Bind. They can get a couple of rounds in their favor. Suddenly, things aren't looking too terrible. But
Yeah.
the hard part is getting that far, right? Rise have a bunch of ultimates ready to come up. They have a pretty solid bank. It is, for sure, an uphill battle.
I like this aggression down mid. Maybe looking something off of it. Judging
Whoa,
close.
what are you
Shank's
doing,
not
Bossy?
ready. Neptune has the trade back, and Derek one of his own. It's just a bloody battle in mid, but in the end of it, Rise comes out on top. 3v2 here. Where are the remainder of these SoaR players? Well, both towards A. The neural theft confirms such, and rotates will start to come through. This might be actually faster than they expect, because, well, that's perfect all the way up towards defender spawn. Cage up. This allows Calypso to plant. They have Hunter's Fury. You can play this from long. Post plant be easy unless Calypso dies here. Right damage done. Nerf looking for a frag as well as he attempts to isolate Neptune, and these players are low. A lot falls onto Neptune's shoulders here. He just needs to stay up. Keep this position viable. A cam towards the backside for Xander. And Calypso in tight. Dink receive, but not gonna find a frag. Now Neptune on the flank back finds Nerf. Xander for 1. Rise still working off of this, but Xander's healthy. Xander's kicking, and he's looking for another fight. 1 towards garage. They're not just gonna peek him for no reason. He knows this. Tap on the spike. Recon up. It shows he's not on it. No one's gonna peek. No one's gonna fight you, Xander. They have no reason to. Curveball around, and the round gone.
Oh, that is a difficult one for SoaR to give up. And again, sucks because it felt like they did have the right approach on how to win these. It's really small micro adjustments, being able to capitalize and rotate immediately after. I don't even know where Neptune, like what his pathing looked like. Did he go through grass into garage? I didn't exactly keep an eye on the radar when maybe I should have.
Looked
But
like it, yeah.
either way, it was great pathing. That kill, I think, kind of secured it all, and of course, they could play time, play numbers off of it. Neptune got a bit greedy, went for another kill. That makes him a bit closer to his run it back once more, and wow, he is hungry. He still wants another ultimate in play, but it's going to cost him a teammate.
Yeah, nice opener for Denya. They want to defend this gun on the ground. They're actually
Good
leaving
fight.
it.
This is great.
Yeah, that's a scrap that could be scavenged. I love that they're going for this. Position out, curveball through, 2 frags. No, does get saved by Denya. Run it back available, but Calypso towards mid, looking to reassess this, and Derek fighting back in. He has the shock in close. Oh, that timing's weird. The shock does do it from the afterlife. Now it's 2 for SoaR. Just the 1 of Rise Calypso, but look where SoaR is positioned. Cryo completely alone, reading for a weapon, and it's a shutdown from Calypso. The question is now, where is Nerf? 50 seconds to work with. This is a game of the mind. Who reads who? Calypso, where do you end?
I mean, on paper, it would make sense to go A, but a lack of information, cam coming up in about 5 seconds, this cam is going to be really, really powerful for him in the clutch. I think before he commits to anything, he's going to go for a cam up.
30
I don't think he
seconds
pushes this, really, because of
I
that
don't think
cam
so either.
alone.
Is there a paranoia up on the Omen? Can we see? 'Cause I
Spike
think that
planted.
changes how he plays this. If he has that utility to work off of, then
There's a cam up.
gives him a better chance in this. Where is
Does
he
he play-
positioning? This actually playing on sight?
This
I don't
is
mind
so
the call.
risky. Okay, he's moving over towards... I think he's going to go for the full rotate. Wait, he hears this? Wait a second,
Here's Nerf.
maybe.
He's gonna wrap. Cam up available. Where does he end here? Just tucked in on
This
the
is
site.
big. It's a
Right
cam
off your
again.
cam. This is the perfect position. Dark cover on the
Camera
spike.
taken out.
King doesn't connect. He's ready to fight in through. Swings it out and shuts it down. Calypso. What a clutch.
That's what makes Cypher so damn scary in clutches. You can effectively have like a second body as substitute to go ahead and take a bullet with you, and you get a ton of information. That is not even the first clutch that we have seen from Rise where it felt like just the best point for SoaR to get back into this game. We saw Shanks get one earlier, and of course Calypso's getting his time in the limelight. You were gassing him up hard. SoaR, so close yet so far. And this actually is a perfect example of it. Look at that operator bot up. And talk about a different approach. They're going over towards short A. This is something that we saw Rise actually do previously. But I like it. It's a new style instead. It's going to be SoaR branded. And it's looking pretty decent to start with. This run it back is going to be able to find Calypso early. But as it's expended, that's all he's going to find. But information taken as well. This is a great kind of a bedrock, so to speak, for SoaR to work with.
It's a nice start, good positioning.
down.
Nerf shuts down another. He's been really good thus far this game, and so is Xander. Close corner, Knives almost find him, but the long spray does connect. One through the cyber cage, damage done onto Neptune, and he has to run it back, but I'm hard-pressed to see him commit this here. Yeah, shock in his face, and head taken off Nerfed. He has the molly. Heal back into this now. Maybe you think about that all. You think about working something with it, but it's another tough one. He's biding time though for this flank. Denya sees it, so he knows Derek is garage, and Cryo repositions, ready for the fight. It's Derek last man, and cannot do it. SoaR, they keep 4 alive. It's a great round for him.
Yeah, feeling pretty good about that one. Certainly you have to. Finally, one of your initial skirmishes for control has worked out. It's something you can't exactly brag about happening too much this series. You've only won 7-round totals between these 2 maps so far. So being able to piece one together like that is a massive deal for them. It honestly is. But they're not going to try it again, right? It's too risky. You obviously don't have the run it back to work with once more, but you have at least some of the right tools. Denya with that operator, I think it's a big tool for them to work with in the future. This time it's going to go to the top of B. This is going to be good for at least initial information, but I expect them to be quickly rotating. And yeah, he's already backing up towards C-Link.
I love watching Denya on the operator. He's really good on that weapon.
Wait, don't
Really
do
good
this,
at
Denya.
adjusting to new positions. In close, the dark cover. Not normally the spot you'd see an offer, and well, he does reassess. Nerf back sight, good for the first. He's so blind though. When Neptune misses his shots, could be the opening needed. He does fall eventually, and Denya won with the operator. 3v2, make that one. Denya's up for 3 in the round. SoaR, I think they're still in it.
Most certainly they are. Rejuvenation off the back of the sniper. The operator stays strong, and you know, speaking high praise, you and I both, about Denya and the operator. I said it was going to be a pivotal part of their defense. He doesn't even need to be as flashy as he was. Like that third peak, he didn't even need to go for it, yet he did. He felt it, and like I'll tell you, mental game is equally as important as the tactical game itself. When you can have a solid round like that, you have to feel on top of the world. So he's going to feel a little bit better about going for risky maneuvers like that.
Yeah, if they get 5 or 6 rounds here on the defensive side of Haven, I'd imagine they'll be feeling all right.
Oh, 100%.
Like, SoaR, I think, generally a team that feels better equipped on that attacker side, and the map favors it generally as well. And it's an interesting one for Rise. 5 men towards long, run it back available, and just that one lurking up towards short. Neptune, run it back, first point of contact, who trapped in this corner, and it's opposing beams going both ways. The lasers of the bows don't connect for much, but the frags do by 2. Denya tucked away. There's a man holding close at Shanks, and he looks to take this operator out of his opponent's hands. The greed could punish him. You're right, he's disciplined for now, just holds a dark cover, falls back, timing. Cryo didn't see him. Crucial piece of information, and Bossy lurking through mid. There's one man to watch the backlines. What can he do with it? If he finds a frag, maybe you go for this, maybe you commit, but he shut down. It's got to be the save.
It has to be. At this point, the operator has been such a boon for them. You cannot risk trying to give it up. You see players playing anti-dart or watching Heaven. They're still expecting a potential of it. And Cryo, maybe a parting blow? No, he doesn't. He's gonna get chased down hard.
Oh my
No,
God.
Neptune! This isn't a KZ map. You can't play with your food like that. Just chomp down eventually. Oh, that is awful. You hate to see
When
it.
did Foon connect to the server? What in God's
Last
name is
round
that?
in the
Just
half.
the B hops for the frag, and besides the flashiness, besides the BM, that's a huge frag because now they're gonna be pretty hard pressed to get this operator out on Denya. They muster it, but that means no armor for nerfed. I'm sorry, light armor for nerfed.
I mean, if we're talking about mental game, that just crushes all the confidence he built up, doesn't it?
Let's just move past it. Let it happen. That's what SoaR has to do as well.
1000%. This is the same approach as we saw around prior, at least from SoaR. So they're not changing up their initial setup. An aggro smoke. That actually goes towards a main instead of mid. Or mid window as they did previously. So they are swapping up small things, but they're not actually doing much behind it. They're not trying to fight for any main control. So it's worth noting from SoaR. Also 3 ultimates. You could see this get messy real quick when it comes to teleporters. I think they're going to try to maybe draw a fake. Too early to tell.
Nerfed might deny that.
Oh, 100%.
Doesn't have info yet. Back shown, head found. A second
Huge.
spray down for Nerf. That's the spike too, Ito. Now what do they do with this? They're on the site elsewhere. How did Xander get that far in? Well, that's the question he's asking of Shanks because Aussie still trying to fight
that's
up,
ugly
looking for
spray.
something. It's a spray through the smoke. This round is ugly as a whole because, well, the spike's still down short, but they're fighting towards spawn, and Denya has one with the off. Derek from across the map has to make a trek, take the hike to try and recover, to try and clutch this 1v3.
And he has to do it in record time. We're crossing the
30
30-second
seconds. 30
threshold.
seconds
Yeah. Well, look, no saving here. Obviously, it's the last round of the half. I think we start shifting our focus soon. Derek is just going to have to DM this one out. He ends it quickly. 5-7 at the half. SoaR with a
That's good.
late round rejuvenation. And yeah, it is good.
Switching
They've already
sides.
matched their scoreline, actually done even better than they did on Bind. So it's respectable, and it shows that they're not out of this game yet. But that being said, I don't know how I feel about Rise being on the defense here. I'm actually a little bit more scared with some of the mix-ups that they've shown us earlier against Resonate, I believe it was. Or not Resonate, excuse me. God, what team was it? I'm blanking right now, man. It's been such a long day.
It's been too long today, man.
But,
been
you know,
too long.
formerly what we saw is the mix-ups that they had against, it was against Resonate. I think I'm not tripping here.
Yeah, I think you're right.
They were able to swap up, go many different positions, and one of the classic things that Shanks used to do was the operator out over towards Garage. So I don't think we're going to see it just quite yet. He's over towards A short at the moment. There's
It
still
was
time.
Fricky Bag. I remember.
Fricky bag, thank you. Resonate, same difference.
Close enough. Close game thus far. And great shot there from Derek. Xander pushing up to join, but the Sova has 2 in the backside. He's still defending Shanks for one of his own. And they're just getting melted
That's
down.
quick.
These pistol rounds are where Rise takes stride.
How many pistols have they won as of late? Yeah, such incredible success rate with them so far. I mean, whether it's this matchup or another, they've just been flawless. And I mean, what can we say that hasn't been said already? Second round, SMGs versus pistols. You never heard it before, you're going to see a perfect example of it right now. As for expectations, win conditions for SoaR, I don't think there really are too many. They're going to fight for the C orb, just judging by what we see on the radar at the moment. If they can win a couple of fights, yeah, things become a bit more palatable, but well, don't bet your house on them.
I love the way Derek has been playing around these shot darts. He's
Right.
really great on this Sova. I mean, we saw he was one of the big factors in that pistol round.
Are they going for a B plant here? I like this. I think this is a solid idea. Shanks can't fight too much for it, nor should he. But he could deny the point.
Here. Spike
Not gonna
planted.
happen. They do get it down in the end. There's a man up top of Denya, but that should be telegraphed to the clear it though. Curveball out and
100%.
Shanks sprays away.
They heard the
Well
updraft.
done to him, and they find the rest of these frags. It could have been dangerous. Plant does get found in the end, but this should be a shutout, lockdown for Rise to get up to 9.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is that Shanks heard that updraft and he pinged at least initially where he was expecting the jet to be, but once that was cleared, immediately you pivot over to the other direction that a jet is going to be. Hard clear that angle. It was a quick mop up from there. Again, nothing to write home about, but the fact that it was flawless, I think, is worth noting. It means that this bonus is going to be a little bit more reserved, a little more cautious. Shanks is the only one who's investing into a Phantom Foley. Otherwise, you're going to be seeing Spectres. Now, what I'm expecting to see here now from Rise is because they're working with SMGs, something that Resonate did before was adopt a bunch of off angles towards A short in particular. I think they're going to try to close this gap if they so possibly can. Look at that. Aggro smoke into A main. They're going to try to push around this, and if they don't win this initial fight, they're going to be kind of hard-pressed to finish things up here. So first duel is going to be pretty major.
Always is, always impactful, especially with the scoreline at hand here. I like the way they have a player push up towards A short here.
Hoops.
And taking these aggressive
There's
lines
the
is
off
great.
angle.
We see it come to fruition. Shanks with one. Really good on these aggressive openers, even on the defensive side. You said you thought that Rise might be a bit better when they get their chance to defend when, well, best defense is a good offense, and Shanks always shows that to us. Now, assessment seems to be maybe a C hit here, and Daniel finds a great opener to make it happen. Dash on in, Derek late on the rotation. Calypso, think not going to be enough to find the frag. They're dashing in to try and assist in time, but SoaR has torn the site apart. It's still a man on the flank. Keep your eyes on Shanks as he has a frag onto Nerf. Now, one in the back corner by platform and two holding front site. Shanks still needs to go big here. Needs another frag, maybe two, because the support is a little bit late out from his Sova. He will come in now, but Derek shut down immediately. Shanks, I think he'd need the ace here. Would have to do it all in the round to shut this away. A lock and key it to 10, but not going to happen. Well, maybe not. He's actually re-going towards garage. I thought
Nah.
it was just a save. No.
He's looking for exit,
I was
too.
worried, man. He's so
You
so
never know with
confident. I wouldn't even
Shanks,
be
right?
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think both of us see Shanks and we're like, possibility is
We have to
there.
double.
And yeah. What are you doing, Shanks? You're a monster, mate.
He wants the ace, man. And he's about to get it. There we go. No round win, but everyone hits the floor on the side of SoaR.
Jesus. Just boost your ACS, why don't you? It makes it really expensive, though. So I know as much as we're kind of memeing, I'm like, oh, he's just trying to boost his stats. That actually is huge. Look how many half armors. It's just adorning the side of SoaR right now. Xander's the only one with full armor, and he's taking a pretty hefty toll. That is actually massive damage. You know, all jokes aside, that was a huge job for Shanks to find every single kill there.
It hurts a little bit, too, in that mental department.
Mm-hmm. 1000%. You get Pip closer to the ultimate, but that's about where the nice headlines end. Are they going for a B exec here? Bossy with a run it back seems poised to use it, no pun intended. Speaking of which, would
Another
be
Mike
first
and Ike in the
contact.
jar, and it's another push into B. Run it back up, as you say, for Bossy. Looking for a fight towards Link
Quick
here, but he's
shutout.
shut down. Hunter's Fury up. Poor Nerf finds a tag. Kill
No
converted.
smokes.
Huge entry. Looking for a little more, and it's just getting torn apart immediately. Rise already find the site. Shanks up top. Looking for a head. He'll spot it. He'll take it. That's Shanks, baby. Now in close. It's Denya for two off the spray. Maybe he's the different jet here. Maybe he's the one to watch, because he opens the round up. They're holding on the spike, but shock darts come through. Spray
Halfway.
finding it. Neptune's still on it.
Oh my God.
They can't get him off. They can't stop it. And Calypso shuts it down. It is a dart from the afterlife, but plenty of time. Rise, what a retake.
Wow. And it all started with the Hunter's Fury. That's one thing I wanted to point out in particular. It's the timing of the Hunter's Fury, right? Because, I mean, using it to deny plant, wow, that's not exactly memorable in any way. Everybody does it, but it was right at the perfect time that Hunter's Fury was used, where you still want to stick the plant because you think you'll have a chance to get away, but you take a tag and then you can basically always count on Derek finding the finisher from it. That he was able to make it and take down Nerfed. And the fact that it was Nerfed of all people was even more massive. You're not going to have smokes. You're not going to have a paranoia. You're looking at a very different game that you have to play just by losing a single player. SoaR,
My eyes are down.
they're hurting hard here economically. They're going to try to force it in, brute force it towards C, excuse me. Calypso, that is not a fight you want to take. He's going to wait for his team.
Spike should come down. the outcome of a win still feels far off. Maybe it's doable. Rifle on the floor.
Very doable.
There's a man on the site. The spike does hit the floor. That's good.
gone.
It's just onto one man. Xander looking for this clutch. He has a cage to play around, but as you do expect from those ecos, it's shut down. They, they do a little eco damage. Get the spike. You take those.
Actually wasn't as bad as I thought. You know, if that player towards defensive spawn was a little bit more delayed, Derek, I think it was, if he got into his cage, you could have actually seen maybe another kill go his way. So avoiding a potential spooky situation, Rise will move up onto 11. And honestly, Mimi, we're quickly approaching championship point at this rate. I'm not going to chalk it up just yet, but Rise really have been looking so solid. I once again have to pose the question, now that we've had a decent sample platter of what the second half looks like, what does it take for SoaR to actually make a difference? Like, it feels right now like Rise are just able to kind of do whatever they wish. Look at this, they're pushing, they're running into window. They are straight up sprinting. Shanks is in.
The spike's in spawn too. Shanks could find that.
Mate, you're
Doesn't
not
see it
supposed
quite yet,
to
but
be
there's a
here.
man around the corner. Doesn't see it. Here's Danya. This could be the play to win the game. Does he check behind him? No, but it's a lineup. Should be two. No, Bossy adjusts. Great
HP
turn,
though.
great face, great frag. Now Xander looking to re-clear this space. They're reeling. What happened? How is he in our spawn? How is he behind us? These little mistakes could be punishing, but honestly, I think if you're SoaR, you take that 4v4.
It's just so strange though. He made noise all the way through window. Wonder if it's a small communication issue or I don't know. Whatever it is, regardless, Rise stay even 4-on-4 like you mentioned. You'll happily take that considering what the alternative is. Untraded. Silva Utsil is going to be good here. Poi's probably going to play anti-dart immediately, but that's still going to be a decent ping. And the finish, SoaR, that's a decent start for them so far, and they'll capitalize into making it something a little bit more memorable. Page is down towards CT in heaven, but I think they've just about secured this round. They're keeping alive. Unless Calypso pulls off something just absolutely absurd. But I think you and I both believe that.
Here.
No, he doesn't go for this, right? He has Cam.
You don't think so, right?
No
Okay,
shot
Cam in.
does.
That should be the death wish.
That's sneaky, dude. He was trying to use a Cam as a bait, I believe, so he could push in right behind it. And nearly worked. It nearly did them good for one kill. So, you know, respect. Respect, honestly. But it's not going to win you the round. Yet.
See on the replay here, I don't really know what was happening with Shanks there, man. Like he was all the way down window. If he had just turned a little way, that round could have very easily gone the other way if he gets two there. Great work from Bossy to keep it going.
As I said before, Valorant is a game of millimeters and milliseconds. Anything can just completely change the way a round looks. And this is no exception. Shank, speaking of which, he's going to be the man of the hour here with an operator towards A short. I talked about how often we're probably going to see, and this is no different. He doesn't overstay his welcome, though. He gets snuffed out almost immediately. Well, excuse me, it's his teammate that gets snuffed out. Him shortly after joins him 6 feet under. Site will be easily taken by SoaR. Really, I mean, a two-prong push, winning both fights, that's just about as clean as he can get.
Planted the spike.
5v3 here. They have the run it back available. They have neural theft as well. Could try and work something off of that. They need a free frag though, and that's not being given away, at least not just yet. You see that the Omen already postured to think about a save
Saving?
here.
Yeah.
That is the final decision.
I'm not 100% certain what money looks like, but if they're thinking about saving, I think we have a pretty decent answer that we can use our mind to try to comprehend. Oh,
Okay.
Cypher was posturing to save. That doesn't mean he's exactly going to commit to the idea. He gets headshot through a wall towards heaven. Exit's not even going towards the direction of these saving players on Rise. SoaR, they get another here, and that was off of, as I mentioned previously, a really well-timed two-pronged execute. They had players flooding in over towards long. That was enough to dissuade Shanks from actually committing. There was good pressure with the camera and the drone. They've effectively kind of neutered him from being effective in that round, and that's going to go a long way. The eco is broken here from Rise, expected. That's why they saved. You're going to see knives probably popped here, but I'm just kind of eager to see the next operator bought up.
Yeah.
Other than Denny.
There's a lot to work with. This round still feels very dangerous, right? They have the Guardian
Oh, it's
They
a
have a
slice.
Phantom, they have Blades, like that's 3 whole weapons that they can use, but
Why were we
Neptune
worried?
falls early, was looking to dive in close, and I'm a little less worried, especially so off the double entry from Bossy. This feels less doable, but the remaining players are the ones that were dangerous from the start.
No,
Rifles up, he actually hasn't
really?
popped the Blades yet.
Interesting. I have many questions
Spike planted.
on how they're looking to handle this, but it looks like Shanks will have a gun anyway. No need to
One enemy remaining.
or no need to use it now if you can save it for later. Well, that's gonna have to be in a different life. Up against 9 for SoaR now. And this is why I said they're not done yet. We're quick approaching championship point. I said that one earlier, and I think I kind of ticked SoaR off. They're showing a bit of rejuvenation in these past couple of rounds, and Mimi, it's great to see. We always want a competitive series, and my lord, they are delivering right now.
Yeah, it's gotten really down to this wire. Down close, and I'm glad to see Denya picking things back up with the op, right? Like that's a tight line. Sheesh, you're absolutely right. It's a good frag to pick up, and
5 volts.
this, yeah, he is gonna commit the Blade Storm this time. That means he's
100%,
saving
yeah.
for the op. I like this.
Cage triggered.
There we are. I was waiting for the sound cue. No double updraft play this time. He's on defense. Why go for something so crazy? I like this. Early Hunter's Fury. There's no drone behind it, so he's just kind of shooting wildly and hoping that he gets something. And I believe, does it force out the run it back? Or is that just,
I think it may have.
either way, run it back's used and it doesn't get anything. I think that's well worth noting.
Right here.
Yeah. There's a runner back available as well for Rise. They have the aforementioned Blade Storm up, so even committing that ult early on doesn't matter a whole ton. It looks like, though, they might be postured for the C hit.
They do have a player in Calypso, or not Calypso, excuse me, in Denya, which I really think is just going to be super important. If he posts on this angle, his teammate can just walk up behind him. Also mind the fact that there's a B lurk coming through. As soon as that tripwire is
Yeah.
broken, you might see a rotate.
Yeah, here comes the
No
hit.
time to
Great
rotate.
curveball, great second entry, almost no shuts down, but Cryo trades back with
Lurks are
Hunter's
coming.
Fury of his
Spike
own, and
down,
Derek there, but Cryo another. Now this is doable for Rise still. Off this run it back, trigger discipline, that's
One
perfect.
enemy
It's
remaining.
one, can run for the body. This should all be over, and it will be.
Well
Xander on the
played.
shutdown, great play off the lurk to find 10 for SoaR.
SoaR are way back in this game. That was like the biggest hurdle that they needed to cross. An expensive round, mind you, yeah, but if you piece it together, that's what matters at the end of it all. Xander, again, great trigger discipline, avoids the first one, catches out Shanks, and then shoots around the wall to find the second. That is just beautiful. SoaR, they're raring to go. They've broken the economy once more of Rise. Now, I'm going to knock on wood here, but this looks like an even game.
Looks like it could be,
We haven't seen any
That
either
third
so
map.
far, you know?
yeah. I mean, this one's looking all right. Shanks taken care of immediately. Now, we see Nerf towards long, and we see Denya still on his operator towards the A side of things, so this is a very nice setup for them. There is one found off of that kind of hero rifle for poise, but they can adjust around that. They know exactly where that is, and now A looks to be the play. There's a man towards long, it's Derek, and the operator shuts it away.
I mean, what much or not much that Rise can do in this situation. Probably playing exits is going to be on their short to-do list. There is going to be a player coming in through short, so that's going to be worth noting. And he's looking away at the wrong time, loses the duel. It's manageable,
This
but
gets scary.
I don't know. I don't think this is going to happen. Yeah, poise.
Paranoia up. Oh, never mind. Denya's holding the line. He hits
Yeah.
these. Absolutely. Yes, sir. Denya is hitting his shots with the operator. I think that's been one of the biggest X factors right now for SoaR.
It really has. As soon as you pointed out, he really has just been such a major factor for SoaR so far. And hey, I mean, this is basically what you hope to see in your solo queue games. Your Jet doing very, very well. On either side, it seems to be the case. Operator bought up for Shanks once more, I should mention, so we're going to kind of see that duel take place. As for your weekly weather report on Ultimate Orbs, Xander is close to the neural theft, Bossy close to the run it back. I wonder, do they try to extend the grab and farm both orbs here? It seems too risky. Their default has been working, but lots of different ways you can kind of skin this cat. Nice shot, by the way, towards C long. That's the op
Yeah.
inaccuracy doing it for you.
too aggressive on the jump. Shank still holds and has to pull away again. He's already used his tailwind, so these Jet heroics a little bit tuned down for the moment. There's still the op on the side of Denya in this close quarter angle, and he is shown as information given that there's one man up mid, but what does that tell you? Well, not that much, at least immediately, because the spike is still not committed anywhere.
Smoking front garage off of that, if you know. I think they're... What is that? Are they trying to condition them into moving towards A? They have 3 players set up, so they're trying to scare them. But look at that. A smoke C-Link. You see immediately on the radar, panic starts to ensue, or rotate is in. But they're going to have to double back. SoaR, their final destination is indeed going to be towards the A site. That paranoia comes through. Rise's own poise gets taken down first. But guess what? Neptune's still here. He's still holding over towards short, and he's staying alive for a long time. He's going to be able to find maybe another kill on top of it. He is! He's doing so much work! 3 kills on the site alone! How in the world does he get that with a classic? I have no idea. But SoaR, they are just dumbfounded at how they got dominated when it was looking so good for them.
My god, Ito, they had the play. They pulled the rotations, they did it right, but it was a little too late. There were still the defenders on the site, and, well, they hold heroically. Neptune has come to play. I love that he just dumps the curveballs there, right? Like, he doesn't overcommit to the fight. He just uses every piece of his utility.
Make it a
Chip away
nightmare
at
to
the
kill you,
timer. Stop
right?
the plant and make it a nightmare. Like you say, that's a perfect way to say it. And now, well, SoaR, they might be living in their own nightmare, because if they want to stay alive in this tournament, in this game, it would take overtime.
Over! You're dead!
Lots of ultimates being expended. Bossy leads the charge in towards C, but Calypso's sitting right behind it. As soon as that tripwire goes off, he's going to find the kill, but it's traded out evenly. Denya finds Calypso, and Shanks finds Cryo in return. But we can read off the kill feed all we want. Thing is, there's major action going on basically everywhere on the map. Bomb has been rotated right back into the attacker's spawn. They're going to try to reconsider if they're actually even wanting to even bother going towards the C site. Things have gotten lethal so early. Xander has his camera online, and Denya might have a chance to do it all. He's in towards the garage link. He has not been spotted, and probably won't be spotted for a good while. Conga line towards A, however, Mimi. This could get bloody real quick.
There's a trip towards long, and you see the Omen lurked up here. Do they commit to A? It's a big question, so keeping our eyes on that lurk.
Shanks is
of
going to be big
Denya.
here.
Yeah, he might just be holding down from heaven. This is where Shanks strives, when you push into him. When you give the op space, there's the smoke, though. Denies it for now, makes this much more difficult, and the spam shot won't hit. Run it back for Rise on this retake, but SoaR has control. Remember the lurk, though. Denya is here, Ito. Denya is ready for a chance. Run it back up for Neptune. Frag found Denya. Remember him. He could do this all. He could end the game. He could keep them alive, but it has to be 2v3. Info given. It's all onto one man. Denya in the back lines. Hunter's Fury up.
Huge
a paranoia in his face. Is Derek. He's just holding this. He has to get him off. Has to dash in and find the frag. Now gets the first. It's halved. Needs to fight this immediately. Needs to swing off it now. And he finds it. Somehow Denya keeps SoaR going to overtime.
Just
Switching
never
sides.
done. Denya.
Overtime.
He has single-handedly won so many rounds for his teammates, 25 kills, and the impact is probably there in all 25. Whether it's with the operator or right there with the rifle, he has been monumental. SoaR, dragged, kicking and screaming into overtime. They're staying alive. But man, it is just barely there. Full buy up, obviously, for both teams. Ult points reset. We're looking at possibly the most even slate that you could hope for. And this is where all the tricky setups come through. Now's the time to do it. Championship point very close for Rise, and SoaR, they just need to stay alive.
Even odds now. This could be anyone's game. This could be anyone's chance. Bossy on a push up here. Neptune pinged out. Don't know about this. They're not ready for this. What can they make work? Back turned. Shot found. Curveball up as well. But there's still a man. It's Derek in close. Bossy, you need another here. You need to find more, but it's shut down. Rise with advantage. Oh, Cryo. You could still do something here. But they TP away. Perfect call. Where's the finish? Shanks finding a lurk. There's a man on B. This round gets so awkward.
Oh, that drone will chase him away. He doesn't want to mess with that Rise. That's the conditioning, you know? Managed to terrify another player. Meanwhile, on Cam, that's going to be Shanks getting domed in real time. SoaR, they're still in this round. They found 2 kills out of what seemed like absolutely nowhere. With 40 seconds left on the clock, no smokes. They have a cyber cage, just makes things a little bit more palatable. But this is a real tough ask for Rise.
Really is. There's still a man on the site. Holding tight. It's that cipher of Xander.
Recon dart?
Timing on the cam is crucial. He just checked it a second ago, goes back in, sees full stock, and is ready for the fight. Xander, the first, swinging out.
that Noia.
Paranoia, perfect for the second. And SoaR bring that round back. They find match point.
Unreal.
Sides. Match point.
Map number 3. Didn't think I'd be saying it. It's looking very much on the horizon. A beautiful change of form in the later half of this map from SoaR. You just have to go ahead and think about it for a second, reflect for a moment how Rise have gotten here. When they've looked good at so many opportunities, SoaR, they've shown that, hey, look, maybe we got blown out on map number 1, but they definitely deserve their spot in the grand finals, and they are proving it round after round. Early smoke in. Again, more interesting setups trying to be used by Shanks and the rest of Rise here. He's quickly backed up into position. That operator vested into OT like this means he has no armor. He's going to be liable to single dink from anything, which makes things just somehow even more bloody. Looks away.
Shanks,
Never mind, he
who
doesn't have an
spots him?
operator. I'm tripping.
That would have been a ballsy play to pull out this late.
Doesn't seem unlike him.
No. Nerfed on a lurk up here. That camera still in position. You can hear it being checked, and those Calypso's in position. 5 on 5 still. Blood drawn, but no kill found off of it, and Nerfed is hunting for this. Looks like he does find it through the wall, so it's actually information, if anything. Coming over to the side of Rise, they know that there are players here. They know the execute's a possibility. They prepare for the onslaught. They have to be, to keep alive, to keep it a 2-0, but Bossy has the entry onto Calypso. The defender dead, and another for Bossy. Neptune back sight, but it's Bossy with 3. SoaR now, they're looking prime, they're looking good to close, to take us to map 3, and Xander could do it right here. 2 lined up. The first almost found, but the spray not connecting. Finds it in the end. Derek needs a 1v5 here. Needs to do the impossible to find a second overtime. Run it back in his face. 2 presenting. And Derek is shut down. SoaR, they come back into it. Against all odds, they'll take us to map 3. They'll take us to Ascent for a chance at this title.
And look, Ascent was the